Everyone, Kappa here, and welcome to yet another episode of Investments this week. I'll be honest, I didn't realise that there was going to be a road to the final two, but anyway, we're rolling with it. We've got a full team here, a mixture of both Champions League and Europa League players, and we've got two untradeables. So, let's take a look at those first. We've got Joaquin Gorilla, who is an objectives player. Apparently you can do the objectives in about 6 matches. I'm not 100%, I've not double checked them, but this is a decent looking card. Not massive, but considering how easy it is to get him, apparently might not be too bad. He's 6'2" with good agility and okay strength. Really nice looking dribbling, especially considering that height. Good stats all around. Got decent traits. I'm not too confident in Lazio's chances in the Champions League though. They're second, so they're definitely going to get to the knockout stages unless Bruges has something to say about that. Past that, I'm not too sure. We all know who the top dog in Italy is, and certainly ain't Lazio. They are a good team, certainly so, but I'm not too confident on this one. If you have a Serie A team and you want alternatives to players like Dybala, Gomez and Mertens, he looks like your guy, especially with that decent strength. But if you don't really need him, and you're busy grinding foot champs for the weekend, maybe give him a miss. I probably will do him, to be honest, just because I like having cards like this. Next one is Alexandra, who is an SBC. I'm going to take a quick look at that SBC actually. Apparently about 150k on average for each platform. This is a very nice looking card. He's kind of lacking in pace, only acceleration is not the best, but he's got good enough strength and he's got good enough height to maybe be a centre back if you can fit him in there. He also looks pretty good all across the board. He's got decent enough reactions, good composure, good defending. His pace still okay enough, if you got anchor, still alright. 3-star, got speed dribbler. All in all, decent card there. So let's see what we actually need for this. We've got 84 with an inform and a Serie A player. We've got a Piemonte Calcio player, at least one, an 86 rated squad, and at least 70 chem. So looking at solutions, not too many high rate players needed, but it's going to be a pricey one, about 150k. So IMO, that could be a really good card, especially if you run a Serie A squad. If not, maybe give him a miss, but I'm thinking about it, and the cogs are turning in my head. It wouldn't work with my current squad, but see what can make happen. But anyway, road to the final. So we'll take a look at the Europa League players last, and we'll deal with the Champions League players first. So let's get on to it. So the first player that we're going to look at is, of course, Manuel Akanji. 340k right now, but obviously he's only just come out, and this is a card that I'm quite interested in. The reason being is that he's got some good links to another particular centre-back, and that is Thomas Delaney. It's not the same nation, but it is the same club, and interestingly enough, he's not gone up just yet. Might do soon, because people are going to realise that this is a good player to link with, but anyway, looking more at Akanji, he's fast. Let's be real, that's all you really need. But he's also got very nice passing stats. He's got good agility, reactions, composure. He's also got okay strength with an anchor. Boost up to 92 is definitely good enough. He's also got good enough jumping. His traits, he doesn't have any, but this is still a very nice looking centre back. And looking at the groups, Dom at the top. They're doing pretty nice there. I'm quite happy with how they're performing, especially in the league as well. So I think Dortmund have a chance to go fairly far, so this one might be a wise investment. Especially since Bundesliga centre-backs they're getting better and better, but it seems to be a bit of a race to the top. There's been a lot of in-form Bundesliga centre-backs that are looking quite nice. So he has a bit of competition in his position, but I'd say this is one of the best. Especially if you manage to pair him up with that Klosterman as well. That's a defence that's probably going to last you a good amount of FIFA if Klosterman managed to stay in the Champions League. So anyway, next one we're looking at is one that's probably got a bit less hype behind him, Draxler. New year, same protocol. It seems like EA always release a rubbish Draxler card. He's got everything that you'd want. He's got okay agility, he's got good dribbling, he's got 5-star weak foot, 4-star skills, he's got the traits. He just doesn't really play very well. There's probably someone that will disagree with me on that, but it's not a good card. And a lot of people know it. He's already only 100k. PSG got into the Champions League final, so it's a bit low. I thought it would be a bit high despite not being the best card, but I still wouldn't really invest in this one. No one's going to use him at the end of the day. It's not a meta card. There's good links to Mbappe, so if he ends up getting a lot of upgrades, he might go up just because of that. But then there's Neymar, and I think all of us will know who will be chosen more. So I'm not too interested in this card personally. I ain't investing in this one unless he gets really cheap for whatever reason. Now, one that I'm quite excited about is Quincy Promise. Just look at him. Beautiful card. 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot. He's got some decent traits. He's got everything you would need. And if any of you watch formerly of hashtag Harry Hesketh, he goes on a lot about this guy. Best coin for coin play. You might have heard that. Yeah, a lot of people like this guy. I think Tex likes him as well, if I remember correctly. Looking at the groups, and let's see where Ajax are at. They are second in a group with Liverpool in as well. Atlanta, they could maybe pip Ajax to it, but either way, Ajax are at least getting to the Europa League. And if they get into the Europa League, they're probably going to win it. I won't be surprised. So this one might be a wise investment. He's just a generally hyped player as well, and he's good all across the board. Especially if you need him in a particular team, I'd definitely look at this one. On another note, Dumfries is actually gone up quite a lot. He's now 32k from about 28, so not a massive amount, but still decent amount. I used this card previously, and he's good. He's pretty good. So if you're looking to actually use him in a squad, don't be worried with his Dumfries card. His passing's not the best, but it's definitely good enough. Now, another one that is very exciting is Gabrielle Jesus. Now, if any of you have played Foot Champions for over one game, you'll probably have seen this guy, and he probably will have scored against you, even if you don't use him. I don't actually know of many people personally that use him. Everyone I come up against does. So, it's a good upgrade. It's definitely a good upgrade. It's taking his positioning up to 90. It's bringing his agility up an okay amount. It makes his physicals a slight bit more usable as well. It's a good upgrade, and I am a Man City fan, so I'm going to be biased, but they are looking good. They've conceded 1 goal so far, and yeah, they're going to get through. Whether they'll finish top, we'll have to see, but personally, I think they will do. So, I'm happy about City's chances. Realistically, could this be Pep's last year? Maybe, and he'll want to go out with a bang, as he always does. So, I think City have good chances in the Champions League this year. I could see this card going up to that 89-90 mark, but to be conservative, I think 88 to 89 is probably a reasonable guess. 1.1 million coins though right now. That's a sting for an 85 rated card. For that price, you could get, wow, who could you get? I think you could get mid Socrates, just for reference there. There's a lot of good cards for that price, so he's a lot. It depends on whether you see him more as an investment or a player to use. A player to use, you can get someone way better. As an investment, potentially. Definitely, potentially so. But the last player I'm going to cover is probably the most exciting for me, because I did a Hazard player review. I loved him. Eden Hazard. Now, this is a very nice looking card. It's upgraded an okay amount. You know, +2 on shooting, +2 on physical. Not massive for now, but it's Real Madrid, come on. We know Real Madrid's track record. Let's see where they are in the group. They are 3rd. But they're quite close to even. They could very easily top this, but they could also finish 4th. There is still that potential. Let's be fair. If Real Madrid get to the Europa League, they're either winning it or they're going to just play the kids and bother about the league. But I think they've got good chances again, because Real Madrid just generally are a great Champions League team. Always fun to watch in the Champions League. And this card's definitely got good potential. He's 4-star, 4-star, great stats all across the board, some of the best dribbling in the game, and he's got the traits to match. And also, if you want opinions on the normal hazard, check out my player review. I think I actually did quite well on it, to be honest. I think that was the first video I did when getting back into YouTube stuff, so that's going to be a bit of a sentimental video for me. Now, we've got to look at the Europa League players, so let's hit it. Now, these Europa League cards I'm actually quite excited about, because these are a bit better for budget investors. You know, if we look at the Champions League players, a lot of the good investments are expensive, especially with Road to the Final 1. A lot of them quite expensive for the investments I think will pay off, but there's a few cheaper players here, and one of them is Franck Kessié. 3-star skills, 4-star weak foot, good for a defensive-minded player. Those physicals are great. Decent upgrade from his normal card, +6 passing, +4 defending. You know, he's got a lot of stuff here, and it brings a lot of his stats to the usable mark, you'd say. It brings his passing to a usable level, especially if you look at the in-games. 86 shot passing is definitely impressive. It brings his dribbling to a usable standpoint. You know, it makes his agility above 70, which I would say is probably the minimum for a good DM. Now, looking at the Europa League groups, where are Milan? Let me just remind myself, they are second. I'd say they're going to go up in this group. You know, Milan are generally a good side. I'm not sure exactly how they're doing in the league, but I have faith in Milan. Realistically, what could this get up to? I think you could get, realistically, 2 or 3 upgrades. I don't think they're going to go all the way to the final. Semi-finals probably also unreasonable, but getting to that knockout stages to quarterfinals, I would say is reasonable for a team of Milan's quality. Now, the only issue is that Milan don't really have too many links. You've got Hernandez, which is a really good player. I really like this card. He's my main left back now, and in my opinion, very, very short review, best left back in the game, but I also don't have much to compare against. The only left backs other than him that I've used, I actually place in centre mid in game. There's Çalhanoğlu, but yeah, he's not great. So there's not many links to Kessié. Especially being Ivory Coast, there's not too many players there unless you go for icons. So there's not too much to shout about with links, so I'm not exactly sure how you'd fit him in, but he could get a few upgrades and he would then become the best DM in Serie A. I mean, he might already be. If we just very quickly compare, feel free to skip a minute or two if you're not bothered about this, but you got Nainggolan, who's hardly a DM. You've got that normal Nainggolan as well. You've got Vidal. Actually, you know what? I'd go as far as say he's probably already the best DM. But then he could become so good of a DM in Serie A that he would then be used in a lot more teams, especially if someone like Romagnoli gets a special card. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, yay. But another Serie A centre-back who's got a special card is Kaludu Kulibali. Unfortunately, not a Man City centre-back. I actually really like watching Kulibali play. He's just an absolute tank. In real life and in FIFA, 95 strength. That's worrying. If you see this guy in a game, you already know what's going to happen. Doesn't really have any traits of note, if I remember right, other than power header. 3-star weak foot, not the best. Not the best passing either, but probably good enough. Bad agility. Realistically, he's not a ball-playing defender. I mean, you can already see that with the 58 passing. You're using him because you want a kind of fast destroyer of a centre-back. He's 400k right now, but he could go down a decent amount. And looking at the players from Napoli, there's some good players, but they won't really link directly. Unless you want to use potentially Manolas as a club link centre-back. There's also Lozano, but I'm not sure if there's any formations where you can link a centre-back to a right mid. I don't think there are. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Yeah, there's not too many links here either, but again, if you're building a full Serie A squad, this is the centre-back you'll want. Right now, it's barely an upgrade. Passing is a decent one, but everything else is pretty much the same. You know, +1s, maybe +2 here and there. Not much, but if you look at the Europa League groups, let's see where they are at. They're second at the moment, but even on points with Real Sociedad, which is going to be an interesting one to talk about, because Porto also has a card. This one's really hard to call. AZ Alkmaar aren't the most impressive of teams, but still, they are top of the group right now. Napoli, I would say, is the best team out of them, but then Real Sociedad, you know, they've got Porto, they've got David Silva, they've got a good amount of at least Premier League quality midfielders, or just players as a whole, rather. Obviously, Rijeka's not going to be a challenge, but this is going to be an interesting group. This is probably the hardest one to call for me. The ideal for investors is if Alkmaar go down to third, and then Napoli and Real Sociedad qualify. That's the ideal, but honestly, I can't call this one. Invest at your own risk for this one. If he gets past the group stages, I like to think it's plain sailing from there, at least for a little bit. If he gets past the group stages, I could see another 1 or 2 upgrades. Not really anything past that though, because Napoli, I'm not sure if anybody knows, but there was a big kind of meltdown internally. I think that's why Alan left, and I think there was another player that left as well because of that. Now, Musa Sissoko. Oh, Musa Sissoko. 90, I've only just noticed that, 90 shot power and 65 long shots. That is an interesting combo. But anyway, he's got high, 93 stamina, 92 strength. He's fast enough. Solid play and speed dribbler. This is one of those cards that you know isn't the most technical, isn't the best, but you will cry when you see him just because of that 92 strength and the stamina and the work rates. He will be everywhere. This is one player that will probably be very fun to play with, but not against. At 800k though, this card is really testing your faith in Tottenham. Because in the group, let's see where they're at right now. They actually lost a game in this group. Really? I think it was against Antwerp, actually, if I remember right. They should top this group. Do I have faith in Tottenham? Personally, no, but I think a lot of people do. Realistically, though, they're definitely one of the favourites to win. You know, they got to the final only 2 years ago of the Champions League, so it's definitely not too much of a stretch to say that they're favourites to win the Europa League. I think, personally, I'd probably say someone like Arsenal might be favourites, but again, that might be me being a bit biased, or even Leicester. Leicester are doing pretty good as well. They've only conceded a singular goal. But anyway, with this Sissoko card, you're essentially buying the fact that he is a Premier League centre mid that plays for a team that might win the Europa League. That's what you're paying for. Because his normal card is what, like 8k, and it's a good upgrade, definitely so. But I don't think it's a difference between him being in, you know, top players teams and not. But if he gets upgraded a decent amount, then he definitely could be. You know, if we think about if Tottenham win the Champions League, he would have 99 physical. He'd probably end up having about 93 passing as well. That's a scary thought. Oh no, bad. But anyway, I'm going to forget that this guy exists and look at Grimaldo instead. This is definitely an interesting card, because if we go straight to the Europa League groups, if I just double check where Benfica are, they're second, and it looks like they're going to get through. That means he'd be an 87 rated card, and if we look at Spanish left backs, there's Alba, there's Grimaldo, Bershish, and then everyone else isn't really that good. Benat's got bad physical, so I'm not even counting him. He's already 86 rated. He's already got good physicals. The strength is a little bit lacking, but again, an anchor will fix that right up. He'll have, again, good pace with that anchor, and decent pace starting off. He's got really good dribbling, okay shot power and long shots, so you could probably crack one off with him there. Decent enough defending, but again, I definitely look for an anchor for this one. If I remember right, there's no traits. I'm wrong. Outside foot shot, speed dribble, and long passer. That makes him a very interesting card. The only bad thing about this card is link ability. You've got no one really. You've got Everton. You know, you've got other Spanish players. So if you have maybe Ramos at centre back and then maybe Oyarzábal at left wing, you could absolutely fit Grimaldo in, and I am genuinely considering that, because this looks like a very good left back, especially if he goes up a good bit. Now, Benfica, they've got a decent squad. They also don't really have too many stresses in the league. They're third, but I've got a decent bit of knowledge in Liga NOS, and there's not too many there's not too many teams that I'm that concerned about that could potentially trouble them in the league. So this is definitely one where Benfica are probably focusing on Europe and could go quite far. So I personally am probably going to pick one or two of these up. Now, Bebu. This is a weird card. He's 100k and I don't really know why. Hoffenheim, let me double check where they are. I think they're doing okay if I remember correctly. Let me find Hoffenheim. Where are they at? Am I being blind or can I just not find them? There we go, Hoffenheim. So they're actually top. I was wrong. They're in an easy group, to be fair. They're in a very easy group indeed. Do I believe in Hoffenheim? No. If you look at the rest of the squad, it's not great. Let's be honest. Kramaric had a very good season. You know, obviously earning them that Player of the Month, but I don't really have faith in them. The reason you buy this card is pace. But then again, I said get Javinho for the pace, and I'll be honest, doesn't look like that investment's paid off. I'm going to keep them probably for another week and then sell off if I don't make any coins off that. But anyway, last but not least, we've got Porto. Now this is a very, very interesting card. As I hinted at before, it's definitely squeaky bum time looking at the groups. Real Sociedad in third and even in points with the top. There's only a few goals separating them with goal difference as well. This is going to be a hard one to call. If he gets upgraded, then I could see him going fairly far. Real Sociedad are definitely a good team. He's got great stats all across the board. Everything you care about in shooting for a winger, he's got. You know, you don't really care about penalties. Not so much about volleys. Only thing really missing is long shots, but that should hopefully get upgraded. He's got everything dribbling wise except a little bit of composure. Everything physically, and that pace is great. Also got speed driller and finesse shot. Being right footed on the right side, you probably won't use finesse shot that much, but it's a great looking card. It really is. And if he can get past the initial hurdle of group stages, I think this is going to be a good card to get. If you buy him now, then it's a gamble at the end of the day. It is definitely a gamble. But I personally think he could get upgraded a good bit. I'm debating on this one, whether to invest in him. I might give them a miss until things are a little bit clearer in the group. But then again, other people are probably thinking the same thing. So with this one, again, do you feel lucky today? That's really what I would say. But just to stress again, the best time to get these, it's a bit of a different one because it's a Friday that they've come out. So it would most likely be around about Monday would be an okay time because of rewards. When I tracked Road to Final 1, particularly with Jan Oblak, his price stayed very stable. If we take a look at someone like Klosterman, I think his price was kind of stable as well. Yeah, his price was quite stable, went down a good bit today. I'm not 100% why that's the case, but either way, the price is staying fairly stable since that Monday. So if you pick them up, on Monday, that's definitely an okay choice. Gives you a bit more time to use them as well if you have them in your squad. But personally, I will probably be picking these up around about Division Rivals rewards, maybe. So probably around about Thursday time. That's next Thursday from the date of this video being published. Anyway, but with all that being said, that is me done for today. Please EA, please don't do any more promos. I want to work on this player review I've got going. Come on. Draw me a line out here. Anyway, that is it for this video. If you enjoyed, please let me know in the comments below so I know to keep doing these. But anyway, I wish you guys good luck in your weekend league. I'm actually going to be starting mine straight after this recording. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.